The wand is the only true healing weapon in Throne and Liberty, so I will be focusing on that, but you will likely want to pair it with a bow or staff for their added utility. Your primary healing skills are going to Swift Healing, Clay's Salvation, and Fountain of Life. Swift Healing is a single target spell with a short cooldown, making it our go-to healing ability. Fountain of Life is a healing over time that heals any party member for as long as they stand inside of the circle. It has a longer cooldown and should be used whenever your team is grouped up. Clay's Salvation is an AoE heal, meaning that it heals everyone within range. This has the longest cooldown of the healing abilities, should only be used if 3 or more players need healing at the same time. Touch of Despair can also be used for healing with the Vampiric Contract passive equipped. It will put a damage over time on an enemy and in return heal a party member for a percentage of the damage. This can provide some passive healing to keep health topped off. Support abilities. Invincible Wall gives players an absorption shield based on your total base damage. Blessed Barrier greatly increases all defense stats for a short period of time. Depending on the time of day, will increase the amount of healing received or will increase the player's endurance stats. Cursed Nightmare that will put an enemy to sleep, but can be interrupted if the target takes damage. Passive abilities. Devotion of Emptiness increases healing output and reduces cooldown time during the day. At night, it increases skill damage and decreases curse cooldowns. Noble Revival increases all healing for every 1000 mana you have in your max mana pool. Saint's Oath increases your healing output when taking skill damage. Selfless Soul. When you use a healing ability on someone, your mana regen and healing output increases for a short period of time. Those 4 passives should be used as a baseline for all healers. Another ability worth mentioning is Vampiric Contract, which restores health based on damage done through applied curses. As mentioned before, this pairs well with Touch of Despair. The other passives can be useful with specific setups, but are not very versatile. Therefore, I will not be covering them in this video. These are my recommendations for skill enhancements. For Swift Healing, we'll always use Healing Transfer, as it allows us to receive 50% of healing done to other players, and consecutive use allows us to cast it 3 times in a row. All 3 enhancements for Fountain of Life can be very useful, but my recommendation is to take Mana Recovery, as it reduces ability downtime by restoring mana, and Radius Increased expands the affected area by 2 meters. Clay's Salvation will always benefit from Radius Increase, adding 5 meters of range. The other 2 enhancements are situation based. If using Touch of Despair and Vampiric Contract, Effect Duration and Curse will greatly boost healing output by adding 3 seconds to the duration and providing a chance to add 2 dots at a time. Invincible Wall should always have both target expand so it can be applied to all party members at once, and skill distance to increase the range by 5 meters. Blessed Barrier. Duration increase can be used to extend this ability by 1 second. However, I don't think it is necessary. For Cursed Nightmare, Enhanced Nightmare should always be taken, as it makes the skill instant. The other enhancements, Deep Sleep and Enhanced Mire benefit, see the most use in PvP. Increase healing output. If you are struggling to keep your team alive due to the lack of healing output, the first thing you should do is make sure all your healing skills are leveled up as much as they can be. Your priority should be Swift Healing, as it is the most used healing skill. After that, Invincible Wall, Fountain of Life, and Clay's Salvation should be leveled up equally. Additionally, you can raise your healing power by increasing your critical hit chance, as this also applies to healing spells. Mana management. The number one problem I see with healers is that they run out of mana very quickly. Using Fountain of Life with the Mana Recovery enhancement will help maintain mana, which is why you should use it whenever it is off cooldown. Outside of the Fountain of Life, your Mana Recovery will primarily come from your second weapon. Assuming you are using a staff, Inner Peace should be used off cooldown, and for longbow users, Nature's Blessing. The last tip for mana management is to reduce your damage skill use. If my mana dips below 30%, I will continue to use my mana recovery skills and limit or completely stop using offensive skills. At the end of the day, your job is to heal, not deal damage. UI and settings. In Throne and Liberty, you can set party keybinds to select each party member with a single key press. This is the fastest way to heal your teammates, but for some people, this will be cumbersome. If that is you, you will have to manually click the party member you want to target. The best way for that is to use the party frames to swap between teammates. I recommend you edit the UI so the party frames are closer to the center of the screen in order to decrease the distance you have to move your mouse. Sometimes you will have multiple teammates with low health and need to choose who receives heals first. Your priority should go healer, tank, range and melee DPS. The reasoning for this is that if you die, no one gets heals. If the tank dies, then the total incoming damage will increase. For healing range before melee DPS, this is because typically melee players have higher defense stats and more sustained skills compared to rangers. Keep in mind, if using the healing transfer enhancement on swift healing, you can heal a teammate and yourself at the same time.